So welcome to this next part of this Build With Me project, where we're making another one of these audio level meters. Last time we had got this circuit board finished off. This is the main sort of controlling circuit board. And this time we're going to start work on our strip of LEDs that go onto this circuit board. As you can see, these are marked out with the colors as recommended by the kit. So red, and then green, blue, red, green, blue, and so on and so forth. This is like a mirrored set of lights. So it starts from the center, and as the volume increases, it illuminates towards the ends. Of course, a conventional VU meter or audio meter starts with red, has a few red, and then has some yellow, then has a bunch of green, and then again at the other end goes into yellow and red to peak. But this one doesn't have any yellow. It just has red, green, and blue. But I'm going to modify the positioning of these, because you can put whatever color you want in these. So I'm going to make this one a little bit more like a traditional VU meter. So I'm going to have a bunch of red that'll be at the center to indicate where if the audio is a little bit too low. Then we're going to have some blue, then green, and then red again at the ends. I don't know whether I'll put a blue before the reds at the ends, but helpfully they give you, I think, 30 of each color, and you do have a few spares. So I've got a few spares from this kit, as I bought 2 of these kits to build. So we shall see what we can come up with on this. Of course, you're free to do whatever pattern you want or to follow as instructed here, and we'll bring you along for the ride and we'll see what we can get done. So I brought you in a bit closer to see how I'm going to populate these LEDs, and you just start off with a single color, because whenever you take them out of the bag they all look exactly the same. So I'll just do one color at a time. So I'm going to start with the reds. And I'm not following the color coding as indicated on the PCB silkscreen. I'm making this a little bit custom, like my own. Now, as you can see, we've got our LED, and if I hold it up close, you can see there's a flat spot on the package, sort of completely circular apart from one flat. And if I turn it this side, you can see the flat corresponds to the short lead. And then on the silkscreen we have a flat indicated, and also we have a square pad. And if you remember from before, the square pad is usually indicating the positive, and it's the same on the LED. We have the long lead, just like the capacitor has a long lead, electrolytic capacitors, and the long lead goes into the square pad. And then I'll bring this up a bit closer, and you can see there the flat is as it is indicated on the silkscreen. So now it's a case of populating this with these LEDs. Now you can, if you want, just solder these in singularly, just one at a time or 2 at a time. But I've found that, for me anyway, I prefer to do quite a few of them at one time. It just makes it easier or quicker for me. So again, we get our long lead into the square pad. So I'm creating a bank of red. Remember that this works from the center outwards for displaying audio intensity. I'm just doing a bank of what's going to be a total of 7. So there's the central ones, that's marked by this line. And then I've got 3 on this side. I'll turn it around and carry on making sure now, of course, that I'm putting the long lead still into the... So that's that. And then I'll move on to the ends. And we shall create a block of red at the ends. Always good just to check out that you've got the flat all the same. You can also check out that all of the, just get these shaken down a bit, that the leads are all the same with the long one on the same side. And so we've got 4 left over. I could add an extra one at the top if I wanted to. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I will. So again, just a little sanity check to make sure we've got them all on the right way round, which we do. Now, of course, to solder these up, you'd think that when we turn this over, it's all going to fall out. Well, they do slightly, but what you're able to do, if you're quick, is to get it sort of upright like this, and then, oops, not let it fall over like that. Let's try that again. That worked really well. You just got to be fairly quick. Let's get it. So you just got to get it like this, and then very quickly bring it over. It can be good as well just to put a bit of weight on it to try and keep it in place. Now, these may not be fully and properly aligned, but what we're going to do is the same as we have been doing on this kit so far, is we're just going to solder up 1 lead on each of these, and then we can come back and just make any needed corrections. So these will actually all solder up at a fairly jaunty angle, but it's actually quicker doing this than doing it individually. So that's hopefully them all in place, and as you can see, they're terrible, all higgledy-piggledy. But what we do is we come back and we just reflow, and by pressing down using my free finger, we're able to just align these. And now we're a bit better. Well, that one not quite right yet. There we go. And so it's just a case of keep on doing that. Now, the good thing is that you can, while there's only 1 lead soldered on, you can give them a little tweak if needed. I think these are pretty much all okay. Then we can just go through and solder the rest. Now we can move on to the green LEDs. So I've cleared away, well, we've used all of the red LEDs. But if you hadn't used all of them, then it's a good idea to put any remaining ones back in the packet so they don't get mixed up. And we can now start populating the greens.